Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the 3200. This is our live show, man. And we got some topics we're going to be talking about today, man. Unfortunately, man, we've got to talk about police shootings again, man. It's been an ongoing topic here uh, for a very long time, but more recently, since like 2020, 2019, we're going to get into a Jasper Man that was a 67-year-old Jasper Man that was shot and killed in Jasper. We're going to talk about that. No knock warrants. We're going to maybe talk about a little bit of playoffs and some other things. Man, we go ahead, tap in, hit the like, the share, subscribe button. Give y'all some time to join in, and we'll be right back after this.
Hey, the 3200, you know how we connect. 3200 Magnolia was the address. Beaumont, Texas, had to do it like that. Wanna welcome everybody to the podcast. Plenty stories that we gotta explore. From the views of husbands, fathers, entrepreneurs, baby fathers and workers. I know this though for certain. You gon' laugh, have a good time till your side hurting. 3200, but you already know this. Couple of brothers hard working and focused. Intellectual, entertaining for show. 32 double O, let's go. 3200, but you already know this. Couple of brothers hard working and focused. Intellectual, entertaining for show. 32 double O, let's go. Hey, yeah, make sure that you turn it up. Get the talking, ain't no topic that we do not discuss. Yeah, everything and nothing at the same time. Good vibes, tune in, cause you know it's going down. 3200.
Welcome back to the show, man. I ain't heard the theme song in a minute there, Chris.
I know, I was just singing
it. So, hey, tonight, man, we got the playoff. Oh, we got Chris is in the house tonight. Well, I'm going to say what's up. Got to say hello and do my do-rights, man. Still getting the rust off, man. We took too long of a break this time. But got Chris is in the house tonight. What's happening with you, Chris?
What's up, everybody?
Yep. And then Johnson will be on a little bit later. And, of course, Leo gave me another excuse. Of what I'm deducting it out of his pay, man. He gave me another excuse why I couldn't be on tonight, man. So that's another dollar out of his check, man. Out of his check. Johnson might jump on with us here in a little bit. But we got Miss Ebony, Mrs. Ebony, my wife. She's with us tonight to talk with us tonight. How you feeling, babe?
I'm good. Glad to be here.
Oh, okay. Not nervous at all?
I am.
All right. Oh, we got the playoffs starting tonight. Chris, you got any predictions before we get started with the show?
I think the Mavs are gonna take game one. You know, because Luka and Kyrie, that's a hard duo to stop. But I mean, Boston still got big four over there, but it ought to be a good game.
So who win the series?
I say Dallas. I got them winning in 6.
Okay. My heart say Dallas, but if I was putting any money on it, I would put it on Boston, man. I don't know. I think they do, man. I think they do. We'll see what happens there. All right, man. Let's jump into it, man. Some of you may know, some of you may not know. Jasper Man was gunned down at his house. Police, Jasper, Texas, police was serving a no-knock warrant at the house when they came in. We're gonna show the video here in a second. They came in with the no-knock warrant. There were shots fired. From the video, it's kind of hard to tell who shot first, but they busted through. Shots were fired. One officer was left wounded, and then the 67-year-old man was killed during this race. So we got the video. We're going to show the video, man. Let us know what you think about it. And then we're going to talk about it too, man. This video is coming straight off of the Jasper Police Department. They kind of go through the shooting and what's going on. I give you the warning that the video could be
graphic?
A little graphic for some.
Fair use.
It's free. They put it on there.
Fair use.
Here we go.
Motherfucker! Oh, God damn, it hurts.
All right. So that was the video. How did it come in, Chris? I didn't catch it on there. It came in pretty clear. All right. So that was the video. Like I said, one man was left, 67-year-old man was left dead. I think they put out the news story again today that the warrant was actually for his nephew who had been staying in the house. Police, of course, I always hate the way they report this stuff. Of course, they're going to say there were drugs and guns found in the house. I think they even took a picture. They took a picture of the drugs today and posted on their page, just trying to, I guess, verify, to
that
justify.
the warrant was clean and it was done properly.
To justify the killing.
I don't know how you execute a no knock and keep other people, innocent people, safe. If this is a situation, that could have had women and children in the house, or elderly people or whatever, they just gonna unload on everybody. And it sounded like they did unload, but he was like, "Oh, I'm hit." Like, y'all unloaded on this man, and he's like, "Oh, complaining about how hurt he was, not giving assistance to the man or anything."
Yeah, they said they found a half a pound of cocaine, and they took a picture of a 12 gauge and what looks like it's either a 9 or a 45. That was the weapons.
And then they updated the last story that the lawyer he backed out of being on the case, because I guess he sees that it's nothing he can do.
Yeah. So, Chris, what you think about it, man? Before I say my piece.
Honestly, just looking at the video, I mean, from what I saw, yeah, I guess a no knock warrant, but these police officers got to make sure, they scanning, like when they first entered the house, the first person threw their hands up and they went on about their business. And then you just start shooting, you got to make sure you got the right person. Because, I mean, this has happened way too many times, where police went in and they killed an innocent person, or they even entered the wrong house. I would say, man, these police need to do more training. And I mean, I'm glad they had a body cams now, but I need some way, somehow, these police departments need to get better training on this type of stuff and do a better job of that. Because I mean, now a 67-year-old man, you looking for a nephew, you done killed this man, and you don't had the guy that you're looking for.
Yeah.
It could have been more surveillance too.
Yeah, that too.
And I agree, about the wrong address stuff. That's quite an issue. Just going in people's house and you're at the wrong home, killing people.
Yeah. Elvin Land was his name. The name of the man who died. And I've been trying not to say that he was a black man, because I don't think it's a racial issue as much as I think the biggest issue for me that I'm thinking it is the no knock warrant. To serve a no knock warrant, to come to somebody's house in the middle of the night. It's dark. You waking people up. Like if honest to God, truthfully, if that was any man in Texas, everybody in Texas got guns. So if you bang through on somebody's door and you're coming in the house and yelling, and they said police department, what they said, Jasper Police Department, they said it once outside, and then once they busted open the door, I mean, it was just wild. I mean, you couldn't have, ain't no way you could have understood what anybody was saying, because everybody's yelling, go, 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 search warrant. I heard a bunch of different stuff, like 12 different people yelling a bunch of stuff, and it's confused. 5 o'clock in the morning, and you hear that?
It sounded like a home invasion.
Yeah. And it's just, I think no knock warrants are a danger, and this is another proof. We have Breonna Taylor, and that's how she died too, from a no knock warrant. I think the no knock warrant should be illegal, man. I don't think they should allow cops to do that. I think the judges, because I think the judge is at fault too. I don't know who the judge is up there in Jasper County who signed off on this warrant, but I'm pretty sure when the paperwork came across the desk, he didn't read it, probably didn't pay any attention to it, just like the Breonna Taylor measure where they just stamp it. Okay, you good. Didn't read it or nothing. You know what I mean? Didn't question or nothing. Do we have to come to this guy's house at 5 o'clock in the morning? Can we wait till the sun come up? Are there other options? I don't know. I mean, but any race, I think you busting in anybody door in Texas, everybody's got a gun in Texas, you're going to get the same result 9 out of 10 times where somebody busting back. And the same thing like you were saying, you know, we've lived in neighborhoods next to people doing illegal stuff, you know what I mean? And if they'd have got that address wrong and busted in our house, you know, like that, I'm pretty sure we would have been firing back at them or we would have reacted the same way or whatever, you know. So it's a sad case. The lawyer already quit on the case. Their lawyer, the family lawyer, already quit on the case. But here's I ain't said I would quit, but you could tell that legally the police did what they were supposed to do with the no knock warrant. They had the no knock warrant. They announced themselves. Somewhere in all the madness and chaos, they announced themselves again. The guy, you can't tell from the video who fired first, but there was gunshot, there was a gun. Someone fired first, and there was return fire. Both of them were pretty much they both were doing the right thing. He was protecting himself and his house, and the cops were protecting themselves. So I don't think in court, maybe in civil court, they might do something, but I don't think in regular court, the police are going to be you know, they did everything legally, which is sad, but that's how it is.
Well, I don't know. I think that there was a different way that they probably could have executed that to ensure the safety of the innocent people in the home, unless they are grouping him with the guilty. Like, okay, well, this your house, and you probably knew what was going on. So I don't really know how they looking at it from his, from that angle.
But if they did the proper surveillance with the search warrant, then they would know who all was in the house, who all was guilty. They already said, hey, we're going for, I don't even know, I don't want to announce the guy's name, but they were going for his nephew. That's who they were really there for. They should know everybody who was in the house and who was really into the work or whatever, doing whatever. I think they could have executed it better. So they watched over the house and waited to, or caught the guy by himself. You know what I'm saying?
Like what happened to stakeouts that they used to do,
Yeah. So like I said, I think it was poorly executed, but the jury, in my opinion, the jury and the judge are going to look at everything that happened and say, okay, they did everything by the book, and they were good. I think that's why. I mean, Jasper police, they released the tape. I'm glad they released the tape early. They didn't hold on to the tape or whatever. They released the tape. I don't know. It's just a screwed up deal. What you think?
Yeah, I'm like you. They could have. They did everything by the book, but they still some kind of way this could have been executed a different way, or even like you said, you should know everybody that lives in that house. Okay, you looking. I get that. You looking at stuff, but at some point you got to announce more than once. Hey, this is Jasper Sheriff or Police Department, whoever, as you go into different rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they would have done that. It wouldn't have startled the man, and he probably wouldn't have fired at you if he shot first. Somebody got to be like, okay, hey, where's your nephew or where's whatever his name at? He's not here. So all that could have, and some of this could have been avoided.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Yeah, I think how they went in the house, man, it kind of reminds me, like, I know they do the military training or whatever, but that's like
exercise.
Yeah. But that's how we do, like, military. We bust in houses like that when the whole house is full of terrorists and everybody in the house is bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
you can't bust in a house the same way where they might have innocent kids in there. They might have innocent elderly people. You know what I mean? You can't bust in that house the same type of way as if you bust in the house and everybody did. You bust in the trap house, then you know everybody guilty in the trap house. You know what I mean?
That's a different story then.
Yeah. And your job as an officer is to ensure safety of the citizens. Yeah, you got to ensure that safety and make sure that the way you execute it, like death and using that gun should be like the very last thing you should do. And you should be putting plans together when you do stuff like this, and be very tactical how you do stuff like this, to ensure that everybody's safe, your officers are safe. This plan was poor because somebody died and one of your officers got hurt because of the way y'all planned this stuff out. I mean, that's whoever is in charge, the sheriff or the chief or whoever. It was a poor plan and executed poorly.
Yeah.
And like I said, I blame the leaders. I don't blame the officers that went in. They did what they were supposed to do by the book. But whoever put this plan together, they're at fault. The judge who signed off on the the no knock warrant, he's at fault. And whoever decided that was going to be their form of attack was a no knock warrant. That's all on them. And then Jasper Jasper doesn't even show what determines what factors they use to use a no knock warrant. So they just go, we don't know what factors they use. They can just use no knocks for everybody and everything.
I don't know all the ins and outs about how legal it is in each state, because I think like higher up, it's like it's really not even supposed to be, enforced. So I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I know it's a state thing. It's a state thing. Each state has their own laws. Here, I can look it up real quick.
Yeah, I think the governor though, he needs whoever reviews these state laws, especially state representatives. I think that's one of the laws they definitely need to look at and about changing. I mean, a no knock warrant is crazy.
Yeah.
Like I don't know when you would even what situation would be even good enough to use a no knock warrant. Unless you invade in a trap house, like you said. I mean, that I can understand that, but
it's prohibited by the states.
Yeah,
it's got to be some kind of stipulations on it.
Yeah, and I mean, the half a pound of cocaine. Like I ain't that big on cocaine prices and how much cocaine is worth. I don't know how much half a pound of cocaine is. But it doesn't sound like a whole bunch to be doing all of this for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They went in that house like it was El Chapo or somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a small time drug dealer. You know what I mean? Come on.
Yeah, they raided the house like it's Big Meech and Terry or something.
Let's see. Every state has no knock warrants. No knock warrants may be issued in every state except for Oregon, Florida, Virginia, and Tennessee. And Virginia and Tennessee just passed theirs in 2020, 2021. Texas, I think they said the House had presented, the House passed it, and the Senate went against it. So we didn't get one. We didn't get the no knock.
But it's done through each state, the decision to, put the law up against it.
Yeah. And then each county can choose, within, it may be legally state-wise, but each county can choose, are we going to serve, if we're going to do it or not. I think Austin said they don't do it at all. They're not approving any no-knock warrants.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if these counties are going to decide they're going to use a no-knock warrant, just like they have these, conferences and stuff and these trainings for police officers, I think they need to, like, especially surrounding counties that we're in, like Jasper, Orange, Jefferson, all that. come together and do these trainings so all these officers will know, hey, when this happens, there's other ways that you can go about executing this plan, and so we can have less, these incidents happening.
Yeah. Do what you can to prevent loss of life. I mean, it's not just. I know you don't get a whole lot of action in Jasper, but you know what I mean. Do anything to prevent life. And Jasper already has a bad name on other incidents. You know, James Bird, uh, the guy who was dating the sheriff's son who committed suicide in the field butt naked. You know, they already got a bad reputation, and for this to happen, and like I said, I don't think it's as much as a race deal as it is a no knock warrant deal, but you can't ignore the fact that white officers busted into a black man's house, a 67-year-old black man's house, and he's dead in a city who's already got a past that's well known publicly to everybody.
Well, with all due respect, somebody escaped with their life. The one guy with his hands up, I don't know who that person was,
Yeah.
but he lived to tell the tale.
Yeah.
So, rest in peace, Mr. Elvin Bland, and I'm praying for his family for peace, and then we'll see what the law does. But like I said, the law is the law, but the law ain't always right. You know what I'm saying? The law is what it is, but it's not always right. Sometimes we got to understand that the law is not fair to people. But we'll see what happens with this case. We'll be following this case and giving updates on it as we go along. I mean, also, man, the airman, man, we didn't really get to talk about that one because we started the show late, but the airman in Florida, where the police banged on his door, and they were at the wrong address. They banged on his door. He was scared. He had his gun in hand, and the police shot before anybody could ask a question or anything. It killed him. I mean, very sad case. I think they fired that officer this week. They fired the officer this week, and I'm hoping that his family gets justice because that officer he was just wrong with that.
Yeah, that was a strange instance too. Like the police announced themselves and ran away from the door and came back and then ran away from the door. It's like, what is going on? Like if the things that are going on inside of the home is in response to what you hear going on outside.
Yeah.
So when you respond to that, it's like, okay, let's shoot this guy, because you are reacting to what's going on around you. You don't know what's going on.
How we raised, you banging on my door, you banging on my window, you playing on my phone. I'm taking that as a threat or whatever, especially how that officer did. He was banging on the door and then he moved away from the peephole. He kept banging on it. Hell, I would have went grab my gun too. Like, who playing on my door?
You trying to break in or something?
Yeah. But that young man, that young airman, he never pointed the gun at the officer or nothing. The officer just reacted.
It was at his side, I think.
Yeah. Officer just reacted off a phone call or whatever from somebody, some nosy neighbor in the apartment who sent him to the wrong apartment.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I understand your job. I understand that you are in danger. You don't know who's got a weapon, who's trying to endanger you, and also I understand that, but you can't work scared. You know what I mean? You got to be smart in the moment. In the moment, you can't be scared and just react. You got to be smart about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, then this, definitely, I wouldn't look at it as a race issue either. It's definitely a community and people issue. So I think they should look at it in that way, that everybody should come together and be like, no, this isn't good for us.
Yeah.
People in general.
And I'll say this, man, because we're coming up on the election year, and we got all these people in these Senate positions and all these positions. Is like we are so focused on the people and backing the people that we're not even looking at the laws and we're not looking at this stuff because there are some crazy laws and some crazy rules that are unjust and unfair to people and prejudice to people for their race, their lifestyle, or whatever. Uh, there's some screwed up stuff going on in the country now, and I don't know if it's going to get any better depending who end up in offices around the country. But we really need to get off of that kick of just supporting a person because you like that person. That person has a few good things that they say that you might agree on when everything else they say is against you. So I mean, we got to really start looking at that stuff and speak out on that stuff.
Yeah, and that's a problem too. Like these different propositions that come up, it may come up on the ballot. Like people don't even read, look up this information. Read and look up this type of stuff so you know exactly what you're voting for or voting against. And then even that, and especially it's more my age group for like 18 to probably 35, I think. They don't even vote, so that's another thing that's hurting us. And I just say if you're gonna vote, but make sure you know what you're voting for, do your research so that you do know what you're voting and the people that you're putting in office for.
Yeah. And pay attention to what's going on in some of this stuff because they announce even locally, they have these meetings and they have these sessions and they discuss these laws and these rules and stuff they're going to change and nobody's paying attention. And until the laws change, it's like, oh, why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? Hey, they've been telling you most of the laws don't get passed. Most of the laws don't come into effect till like a year after they actually passed them. And you've had a whole lot of time to speak up. And now, after it's been voted on, it's too late. It's too late then.
Yeah. So, I think people just need to, like I say, go to your city council meetings and get this information. And if you don't like it, speak up. Like I had one of my great uncles, one of my mom's first cousin, their dad used to go to every city council meeting every week that they had, and he would speak up on stuff that he didn't, agree with and stuff like that. God rest his soul now, but he's one thing. That's one thing he did do. He attended these city council meetings and he would call people out, different stuff. So I say just people need to just make themselves more aware and attend these meetings. And don't just wait, till something goes in effect that you don't like. Because if you don't know about it or you don't vote, you can't complain.
Yeah. So man, we'll transition on to something a little bit lighter, man. It's been a little dark. Man, let's talk about prom. Let's talk about prom, man.
Oh gosh, yeah, these photos I've been seeing.
Hey, I see one with I didn't even know they did elementary proms, but I guess they do proms in elementary for 9-year-olds. I see the video of like a 9-year-old, and she had a whole limo, and she had a big dress on, and she looked like a grown woman.
Had makeup on?
Hair, makeup, everything, man. What the hell going on with these proms, man? Are they going too far?
Let's talk about these dresses. Like for one, like I've seen some photos like these kids. They've had, I think I saw one where they had like a horse in the background and stuff like that. Like I've seen like 3 photos of kids that had horses in the background. But like these dresses, like they're becoming skimpy. It's like these kids are wearing less clothes every year. Like I don't understand it.
They think it's the Oscars and the Emmys and stuff, man. They dressing like the rappers and stuff that can afford the real expensive dresses.
Yeah. Even like these middle school proms.
I saw one young lady had on like a see-through thing, like she had undergarments on, but the out part was see-through. But she had a long train. It was more train than dress. I was like,
wow.
Okay, well, That's what you like.
Chris, no offense, but that's y'all young teachers and principals letting y'all get away with it. The old teachers we had, you had to have your dress down to your ankles and 4 foot apart when you dance.
Oh,
I work at a middle school, so we didn't even have an 8th grade prom this year. So
you need a dress code on.
Yeah. The dress
well, we
code
did like one thing about us, like when our 8th, because we had our 8th grade award ceremony, we did have a dress code for that for sure. You know, so that's one thing that I did like that we enforced that. But some of these proms I've been seeing middle school and high school, like the amount of money these parents are spending on this type stuff.
Yeah.
Like y'all gonna get limos and
they ain't even getting limos. They ain't even getting limos. The kids driving up in Bentleys and Mercedes. And
I'm like, where y'all getting the money from?
But there was another one too, the Princess Disney thing.
Yeah.
What was that?
This is a new thing here. I don't know how new this is. This was the prom send-off. It wasn't even the prom.
Yeah, they have these send-offs now.
Send-off. They decorated the girl house to look like a castle. They had a huge screen, like a 72-foot screen in front of it. And she did a whole reenactment of Cinderella. And she changed the dress with graphics, like a whole movie and stuff. And this ain't even, this is before the prom. This ain't even the prom.
So they paid some good money too.
Man, what happened is just, okay, you know, young man coming to just drive you, hey, get in your parents' car and go pick a date up, y'all go eat, go to prom. Y'all spending thousands of dollars. Like, if y'all do it for prom, I hate to see, like, if you got a daughter, you spending money on prom. I hate to see what you're gonna do for a wedding when she's married.
What did we went to prom? We went to prom with our friends Brian and Janetta, and we were just excited. He had we went to prom. It was an expedition. It's a foreign expedition, but it was like his brothers or his uncles. I don't even know who expedition. Somebody in his family let him borrow the expedition, but it wasn't like a brand new expedition. He had some scratches and some bruises on it. But we was only at prom for a few minutes before we took off, huh?
Took pictures.
I couldn't even tell you what the decorations looked like.
I mean, like, I ain't have all that for mine. I mean, you know, my mama let me use her car. I went, picked my prom date up. We went to eat, went to prom, and that was it. We ain't spent $1,000.
Yeah. Somebody said, I wonder if Sally Mae know about all of these, how much money they spending on these proms.
Y'all spending college tuitions on this stuff, man. You better be paying them student loans back, worried about all this money on these proms.
I just want to warn the young ladies out there, our son will be going to prom here in 2 years. He broke. He broke. And he cheap. He pretty cheap too, so don't expect much there. He probably trying to go to prom in the sweatpants and the t-shirt.
And you're gonna take it to Little Caesars.
Little Caesars pizza.
That's right.
They ain't gonna dance with you, so hey.
Yeah, you ain't gonna dance. He probably won't even take a picture with you.
I'm gonna leave Papa alone.
You ready to go? Okay.
I got pizza in the car. I gotta get home.
Pizza and soda.
He went to prom this year. Well, I ain't gonna say the reason why. Well, he went to prom. His main reason was to annoy his sister.
He was invited.
Well, he was invited, but he said he wanted to go so he could annoy his sister. He didn't do anything. He didn't take any pictures. And then picking the suit, I was like, yeah, I was trying to get him nice little suit stuff. He wanted just the plain. Just give me the black.
He wanted to look like a villain.
Yeah.
Black.
But yeah, man, it is spread it out. Like the send off, I don't even know who keeps starting this stuff.
I don't even know.
They doing graduation send off. I seen one where the girl had like somebody singing or something. They doing send offs, and then somebody started this. I'm still trying to figure out when they started doing reveal parties.
Promposals.
Promposals. They got promposals. Where that come from? And then they got like baby showers. They just don't do baby showers no more. Now they got
They do the gender reveal, then the baby shower.
Then the baby shower, but the reveal party pretty much like the.
Yeah, they making forest fires, trying to do gender reveals. I saw some pretty funny promposals too. So that was
like, I saw one not too long, like actually earlier today. It was like a guy and 3 of his friends. They did some kind of like they were dancing. So I guess it's trying to it's like 4 girls, 4 guys. So they making this video and they dancing like their little group, like like we watching The Best Man or some stuff. I guess it worked. So the guy was like, "Yeah, I'm taking all 4 of my homegirls to prom." But it worked. But I don't know who coming up with these ideas. This is getting ridiculous.
Yeah. And then they had this one.
Yeah, that's weird.
I can't try to pull it up on there.
I saw another funny one in my phone, but I have to bring it up.
It's the well, I can't pull. I'm trying to pull the picture up, but it's the promposal where it's the white guy dating the black girl, and he has cotton balls all around it, and
I saw that.
It says, "I know I'm not cotton, but will you pick me for prom?"
Pick me. Yeah, I saw that one.
He has this goofy look on her face. Like,
Yeah. And she said yes.
No, sir.
No.
That was crazy.
But you know, when you in predominantly white areas, you know.
Oh, that's not
Well, no, but I'm saying like I think that the black and brown people accept a little bit more of those little microaggressions because there's nowhere else to go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can tell you where he would go if he came on my lawn with that sign. I can tell you where he would go. Go to hell. He ain't going nowhere with my daughter. Oh, man.
God, what the world?
Yeah, that is wild. So that's just crazy, man. So, parents, quit spitting this crap. These kids are spoiled enough.
Like, take this money y'all spending on this prom, put it to garbage.
Yeah. And then they doing whole photo shoots and video shoots. It's like, y'all kids doing too much. Y'all doing too much. Sit down.
It's their problem, man. Like they self-entitled.
Yeah. Oh man. But this generation, man, it's wild.
So y'all spending y'all rent money, your car note money. Nah, I ain't blowing a whole check on no child for prom. Y'all crazy.
You ain't going to prom in a Bentley, but you driving a Kia Forte to work. You driving a Kia Rio to work in your apartment.
You driving a Delta 88 to work. What the heck?
Get your priorities right. Oh.
Oh, Bentley, you crazy.
Yeah. So, yo, man, appreciate y'all watching. We're gonna cut the show. It's a little short today, but it's all good, man. We appreciate y'all watching. Hopefully we have the whole team back together next week. Throw us some topics, man. Throw us some topics in the comments. Follow our page. Follow us on Facebook. Hit the like, share, and subscribe button. And we'll see y'all next week, man. I'll let y'all. Peace.
3200, but you already know this. You know it. Couple of brothers hard working and focused. Let's go. Intellectual, entertaining,